You're with Tom Norris at the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. He's getting the Medal of Courage. What were your thoughts when you were asked to come out here and be recognized for the life you've had and your involvement with wrestling and your career after?
Actually, I was quite surprised that I was even considered for the honor that I'm going to receive this evening. Wrestling has been a very big part of my life, and I think it has probably given me the values that I've used throughout my life. And again, I was humbled and honored to be able to receive that, to be brought into the Wrestling Hall of Fame and receive the Medal of Courage.
Now, think back to your wrestling career, University of Maryland ACC champion. Obviously, you did it pretty good. Talk a little bit about your experience with wrestling in college, and you know, obviously you went there for an education, but you came out as an outstanding athlete as well.
I did. And obviously, you go to school for your career and your education. Wrestling was one of the sports that I was involved in. It was the one that I kind of achieved a higher level at, and wrestling is really a unique sport. It's not only an individual sport because you're the only one out there on the mat.
That's true.
It's a team sport. The team's behind you, and your performance is going to affect what how the team scores. And it's a great sport. People in it are just incredible, and it takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of determination to be a good wrestler, but it's very rewarding.
Now, what made you decide to pursue a military career? I mean, you know, it's not like you went to West Point or Annapolis or anything like that.
That's an easy one. We had a little conflict called Vietnam going on at the time, and after you've completed your college career, the draft boards could pretty much exempt you or not. So I knew that I would be going into the military, which I was most happy to do. I wanted to pursue a Navy career anyway.
Well, you didn't take the easy way out. You became a SEAL, right? I mean, that's very challenging.
You're right. But I think that's probably, again, built in me from wrestling. I'm a type A personality, and it seemed exciting, and so that's the career path I chose.
Now, you got the Medal of Honor for a situation where you helped bring back some pilots that were downed in Vietnam. And when people ask you about that experience, I mean, is it vivid in your mind? Is it something that you're able to explain? Because, you know, we hear about the story about how you went in and brought out the pilots, but, you know, I mean, it's been many years since then. Is that something that you can talk about and really let people know the details of those challenging days?
I get asked quite often about that operation, and I normally don't speak about things that I've done.
Right.
But I remember that mission very vividly, and I was quite fortunate to be able to pull out the pilots in that case. But to me, the real heroes were the ones that gave their lives in that attempt. They lost an entire Jolly Green Giant helicopter crew, and they lost an Army helicopter group, one of which was captured, later released. But they lost 16 people altogether trying to achieve that rescue. And it's sad that the cost was so high just to recover our fellow soldiers, but that's something that is very important to us. And
right.
You know, it's very worth doing, but it was at an unusual time. This country was much different back then. So.
Yeah. Now you yourself were wounded later on in your career there, and you know that actually was the reason you left the military, right? Because of the injuries you sustained serving us over there.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we got into
like you were saying, it wasn't your choice, right?
No, it wasn't. I got into a firefight with about 150 North Vietnamese. I had a 5-man team. We all got out, and the other SEAL that was with me received the Medal of Honor for that. And I'm the only living Medal of Honor recipient who's been in 2 Medal of Honor actions.
No, it wasn't asked to grade very
You know, it's not one of those things you go after. It's like the Purple Heart. You don't,
yeah, sure.
You don't want it. You just, it happens.
No, but you went on to a career with the FBI. Talk about the challenge of transitioning to that, especially, you know, people would say, you know, without one of your eyes working, that it must have been difficult to pass all the tests and to make grade there.
Well, it wasn't so much that, it was getting the authority to even be considered to be selected. And I had to go to the director of the FBI at the time, who happened to be Judge Webster, and he saw fit to allow me to try out for the Bureau as long as I could pass the same tests. And I had an incredible career with the FBI, and again, I think my success there, again, rolls back to some of the basics of wrestling. Your persistence, your dedication, your drive, all work towards making you achieve the successes that you do.
So have you enjoyed spending time with the wrestling people here this weekend?
No,
I mean,
absolutely.
once a wrestler, always a wrestler, right?
Absolutely. We have some incredible people here, and it's been a real pleasure to meet and talk with all of them.
Well, I appreciate your time and your service, and congratulations on the honor, and go Terrapins, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Coach McCoy's going in.
Terps,
We've got two
absolutely.
Terps here,
Yeah,
right?
we do indeed.
That's he's taking that team into the Big Ten, so
Yeah, he has, and he's done an incredible job. He deserves to be honored as well.
outstanding. Well, thank you very much, Tom.
You're welcome.